Alright guys, I'm back again and I come to you all once again with another recent pickups video here, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way right now. Here it is, my brand new Sega Saturn. I've always wanted one of these things for such a long time. It's got some very cool cult classic-y niche games on it that you definitely won't find anywhere else, and that's why I've always wanted one of these things. Me and a buddy of mine from work were able to conduct a trade. He gave me this, plus a controller and a zapper and a huge stack of games for $60 plus my copy of Donkey Kong 64. And Donkey Kong 64 will be going to a really good home because he grew up with that game and he'll definitely enjoy it a lot more than I will. So I'm very happy with this trade. I got what I wanted and he got what he wanted. So we were both very happy, and I am very excited to finally have a Sega Saturn of my own. But real quick, I'll show you guys the console itself, and I gotta clean the cracks right here because there's some dust in it, but other than that, it's in really good shape. The laser assembly, which is the most important part, is in good shape. It reads discs perfectly fine. The only thing is that every time I turn it on, it always brings me to this screen right here, which has me set the language and the time, but I have to change out the internal battery in this thing, so I don't have to do that every time. But other than that, the console itself is in really good condition. So let's move on over here to the stuff that came with it. We have the light gun right here, which is really sweet. It looks really awesome and it feels really great in the hands. The trigger feels really nice and everything, so really cool. And it also has the Saturn plug and the PlayStation plug on it, so whatever system I have a light gun game for, I can use that, so really sweet. And here's the controller that came with it, which kind of stinks that it's not an official Saturn controller, but that's okay because this does the job okay. The D-pad's not bad. The only thing I really don't like are these buttons. They feel really sticky. But, you know, like I said, it does the job okay until I can get around to buying an official Saturn controller, but that's all that came with it as far as accessories. But the really important part is all the games, and there's a ton of them, and there's a really great selection in here. We have two of them in the jewel cases. We have Virtua Cop, which I haven't had a chance to play yet because I really want to play it with the light gun. And as you guys know, light guns plus flat screen TVs equals no. So I'm going to wait to give this game a try. You can play it with the regular controller, but it's just not the same. You really want to play it with the gun in order to get the full enjoyment out of it. Virtua Fighter 2, which is really fun. Not much of a fighting game fan, but for the short amount of time I've been playing with it, it's been quite fun to play. And now let's get into the standard Sega Saturn games. A lot of these are ports from 3DO and PlayStation games. One game that I would definitely really recommend is Alien Trilogy. If you guys love the movies and you love first-person shooters, definitely give that game a try. It's really fun. And this game right here without an end label is actually D. It's only got the second disc with it. It doesn't have the first one, so I can't even play it, which really sucks, but that's okay. Mr. Bones, Wipeout, Doom, Solar Eclipse, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, Highway 2000, Command & Conquer, Impact Racing, Scud, and The Need for Speed. A lot of racing games, rather, for the Sega Saturn, and it seems like most of them ended up in this lot right here, which I'm not complaining, because at least, you know, there's not like 10,000 football games or whatever in this lot, so I'm really happy. Got a really nice selection of games to start off with, and I'm really excited to discovering new gems for the Sega Saturn, so very happy with this pickup, and this trade turned out to be a really great success. But that's not the only reason why I'm making this video. I also wanted to make a video to show off this right here. This is going to be the brand new home for my NES collection. I just invested in 2 new bookshelves to house my NES games, and it looks great down here. And it looks really sweet now that everything is finally on display the way that I want it. As you can see, I have my boxed NES games in the background on the top tier, along with my consoles and Rob the Robot in the middle. And all my games are arranged in alphabetical order. It was a huge pain in the butt to do that, but it was worth it in the end because now I can easily find whatever game I want. And within this huge stack of games here are a few of them that I just picked up recently, and they're all put on the shelf already, so I just gotta find them again. There's 4 of them, and the first one here is Al Unser's, or Unser, however you pronounce it, Turbo Racing. It's got a battery save in the back, which is really, really unique for a racing game, actually, and I had a lot of fun playing this. The only thing I really didn't like about it was that it played very similarly to Pole Position, meaning that you take one hit from a car and your car instantly explodes, which I don't really like that feature, but as far as the gameplay options, that game is really, really fun. We have 3 more, if I can find the other ones. Let's see here. Here's the other one. Rocket Ranger, which I haven't had a chance to play this yet, but I really, really wanted to get it because of the cover art. It looks really, really funny, like a 50s B movie. So, had to get it because the cover art really intrigued me. We have another one up here, which is a really, really weird game. Taboo the Sixth Sense, and this is basically just a fortune-telling simulator, and unless you're going for a complete NES collection like I am, I would avoid this game because it's not very fun. It's definitely unique. Definitely not games like that nowadays, that's for sure. And there's one more game in here. I'm trying to remember what it was. There's one more game in here that I picked up. Oh yeah, here it is. Bases Loaded 3. Endorsed by the great Chicago Cub, Ryne Sandberg. And basically with this game, I was extremely disappointed because I thought that there'd be like a season mode and a battery backup like Baseball Stars, but no. Basically, if you played one Bases Loaded, you've played them all so far. Unless Bases Loaded 4, which I still need to get. You know, unless that has like a season mode or a battery backup like the Baseball Stars series, then I'll be impressed. But so far with the Bases Loaded series, not so much. Baseball Stars is much more fun. So yeah, those are the NES games that I just picked up recently. I just got them over the weekend, actually. So here is the shelf. And down here I have a little bit of a display displaying my NES Zapper, my box Power Glove, and some various NES accessories like the Satellite, the Fourscore, the NES Advantage, and the NES Max. And down in this shelf we have my Famicom display with my 3 only Famicom games, and my box Power Pad is behind that because I had nowhere else to put it. And this tier right here is obviously empty, which will eventually be filled with NES games once I get a complete collection. And these shoe boxes are filled with extra stuff like some Blockbuster rental cases and some manuals. And the rest of these are filled with dust sleeves. You have 3 whole shoe boxes worth, and here is my NES collection checklist, which has been heavily used over the years. I've had this exact same list since 2009, so it's definitely been heavily used, that's for sure. So yeah, this is going to be the new home of my NES collection, and I'm very, very excited because now I can proudly display my collection. So this is definitely going to be really cool. So I suppose now I should go ahead and turn on the Sega Saturn that I just picked up recently because I just remembered that I promised to show you guys. So let's go ahead and throw in Virtua Fighter 2 and show you guys what the Sega Saturn is all about. So let's see if I can even open this with one hand, let alone play the game with one hand. That's definitely going to be a challenge, especially since it's a fighting game. Okay. And like I mentioned, I got to change out the internal battery on the Saturn, so it's going to bring me to this screen every time. So let's go ahead and plug in the controller. Okay. Alright. So we want English, obviously. You know, care about the date right now. And there's the boot up screen for the Saturn. So far, for the short amount of time I've been playing the Sega Saturn, it really reminds me of the PlayStation as far as its load times and the sound that the console makes when it's reading a disc, and it's just so nostalgic for me. Never had a Sega Saturn, I've never even heard of it growing up. But just the games and the way that they look and the way that they sound and the way the system sounds and everything, it's just so nostalgic. It's like when you see a loading screen, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember when games had to load. You know, it's just silly little things like that that are just so cool. Let's see, I'm gonna be this guy. It's like, oh yeah, loading screen, how nostalgic. Anyway, I'm probably going to get my ass kicked playing with one hand, but do my best. I know I'm like doing the same move every time, but I can only do so much with one hand. Hey, that wasn't bad. I'm surprised I actually beat this guy. This is how I'm playing one-handed. It's really, really tricky. See if I can actually beat this guy in 2 straight rounds. Nice. I'm just gonna keep going until I die. I mean, why quit now? I mean, playing one-handed, I guess, is actually kind of lucky for me. Try the next stage. Alright. Again, guys, I know I'm doing the same move every time, but I'm playing one-handed, so give me a break. It's really, really hard to do more than one move in this game. With just a single hand, anyway. Nice. I'm doing much better than I thought I would. See if I can do any different moves now. I'm done being so lazy. Oh, the graphics went dark. What the heck was that? Whoa. Boom. Aw, she beat me. Really is a struggle to play this one-handed. Boom. Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Boom. I can't believe I'm still alive, honestly. I don't even know how I'm doing it. It's crazy. Alright. Try the next stage. Oh, kick the old man in the face. Boom. This is like so surprising to me. I really can't put it into words. Wow. Well, I think that this video is getting a little bit out of hand. I'm still in shock that I was able to do so well with just one hand. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the Saturn is like in action. So, really, really cool system, and I'm really happy that I finally got one of these things, and I'm really happy that my NES collection now has a happy new home. And it's going to be down here in the basement, and it's going to look really, really sweet with everything else down here. Looks awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always guys, have a great day.